Good morning and welcome back to another Money Wisdom sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. I'm Jalene Andrews. We are teaching you smart ways to manage your money, and joining us again with expert advice is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner and senior partner at Johnson Brunetti. Welcome back, Eric. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jalene. Great to be here.
All right, so today we are discussing how to shape your financial legacy, and this all comes down to creating a solid estate plan. And there are some important points to remember when preparing this plan, such as establish a will and possibly a trust.
So it's important to do this. I believe everyone should have a will. Even if you're the person that doesn't have kids or is going to spend all your money and I didn't save the money to make my kids rich, all that stuff, you still need a will, because what if something happens when you don't anticipate it's going to happen? As far as a trust, there's lots of different types of trusts that are out there. I'm not an attorney, but we have all these relationships with folks. We'll point people in the direction of go have a conversation, get some input on this, because none of us know what we don't know. And you could be really stressed about something that type of planning would just alleviate that stress.
Absolutely. Our next bullet here is decide who gets what and consider a charitable donation.
A lot of people don't do this, the deciding of who gets what. And, if you're 50 or you're 60 or you're 70, like you've gone through this with a parent and they're like, well, I'd like this to go to this person or this go, these are all the thoughts in their head. They never tell anyone. And then someone passes away and bluntly they dump up, they back a dumpster up to the house and like, you know what,
that could cause
happen.
some family drama as well.
Of course it causes drama. Like, have these conversations. But as far as the charitable stuff, a lot of people are so generous and so charitable. So yes, when you're leaving money, but also when you're drawing money out, you're taking money out of retirement accounts, you're paying taxes on it. If that money goes to a charity, maybe you can decrease that. Get some tax advice on this, because maybe you're paying too much money in taxes. No one feels like they're not.
Sure, and do a nice thing at the same time.
And do a wonderful thing at the same time. Have huge impact, whatever it is.
All right, our last bullet here is to share your financial wisdom with your children and your grandchildren.
So this generation is much better at this than their parents' generation. Like Great Depression era folks, they didn't talk about anything. A lot of them, regardless of how much money they had, they couldn't spend anything because they remembered a time where they had nothing. This is very situational, dependent upon your family dynamic. There are a lot of mistakes made financially when people die, whether it's a spouse who wasn't involved in this or a child who didn't know. And people worry that, well, my kids are going to blow all this money and they're going to make mistakes. They're going to pay taxes on things because they didn't understand or they got bad advice or someone was ill-intentioned, particularly if you're working with an advisor. Bring the kids into that conversation if you're comfortable with it, because you probably have a lot of stress whether you acknowledge it or not on this subject, and a good advocate advisor can help you out on that.
Absolutely. And for those interested in learning more, tell us about this week's book offer.
You can go to moneywisdomtv.com and get the estate planning checklist. And if people don't want to talk about this stuff, just like going to the doctor, sorry doctors, but it's important stuff to do, just to know where you're at. And also, you're talking about your whole financial world that you've worked your whole life for. Don't act like you don't care about what happens to it, because you do. And I hope you spend it all going on vacation if that's what you want to do. But if you don't, have a plan. Go to moneywisdomtv.com, and it's the estate planning checklist, and it'll walk you through. Have you done these things? And if you're looking at a blank sheet and you haven't done any of the stuff, start doing the stuff.
It's one of those things, getting started is often the hardest part, but once you do, good things come.
Then you feel better.
All right.
You feel better.
Wonderful, and no one can argue with that. Thank you, as always, for your time today.
Thanks, Jalene.
All right, and again, that is moneywisdomtv.com. For CT Buzz, I'm Jalene Andrews. We'll see you next time.